I don't want the sort of love that excludes others. That's rotten, awful. My heart and concern is with those that are left out. So I don't want to be a finite physical being. I am one, and it's very good. God's blessed me with being such. I've been a child, but I don't wish to remain a child. I wish very much to be one who can be a blessing to all, not just to one or two. You know, the person I'm married to and the children I have and care for, and the few people that I do know. I want all to be blessed. Well, of course, you could say, well, yes, but you don't have to do it, Marshall. God can do that. You can just concentrate on the few people you know. And yes, I understand that. But I have this great drive to expand that love and care to all. Especially while in this world where I see so much unhappiness and people that need rescuing into life eternal, and that will always be so, I think, because God is always, if you like, generating more children, especially as I see it, this universe and this world. And of course, I do know God doesn't need me in that way to be a help, because he can do it all without me. Of course. Of course. So where is the need? Well, I can tell you, while I'm in the world of uncertainty, I was going to say it's in case God isn't there and does need my help. But that's absurd, isn't it? Because if he isn't there, well, I can't see that we have any hope at all. I can't see that we would be here if he wasn't here. I can't take on this notion that this fantastically complex universe can come about from nothing, including the absence of God. That doesn't seem to me to be at all reasonable. And you could say, yes, but, and people do, that presupposing the existence of God is hardly an answer, because you have now the same problem in where does God come from? And, you know, the religious answer is usual, well, he's eternal, and it's something outside of your finite time dimension that's responsible. What we're thinking of as a person. But the secular are not thinking of as a person. But then they don't have the answer either. So it's not that thinking of God or not is in some sense more reliable, except in the logical way that why not think of God if you find such as a great blessing in this life. And if you find being secular is, well, fine. Live that way and see if it is true. Or do you find you get miserable and lonely and life's not satisfying at all? In which case, you may have backed the wrong horse. And if you then see what it's like to trust God, and if you find indeed it's much happier and much better and much fuller, then you're going to know the way to go, aren't you? I don't mean you will have proved God, but you will be much happier that this is the way to go. Fairly straightforward in that regard, isn't it? What do you think? Thank you, Dad. But you might not be motivated by such an argument. And it occurs to me, well, of course, because you're a person. And persons are driven by desire, need, want, longing, love. Well, that's why thinking on whatsoever is good and lovely is the way to go. Because it creates in you the love and the awareness of love and awareness of how well you've been cared for and provided for. And it calls out in you because you are a person. Longing and desire and purpose. To trust. To thank. You're filled with gratitude, longing, purpose, goodwill. You are alive spiritually. That is what life eternal is, you see. It's this astonishing, intangible, spiritual quality. Your very essence. You're a person. It's not something that's, well, it can be defined by what we have learnt in the physical. But it's beyond it. It's who you are. This wonderful being. A child of God that will become as God, an adult. In a lovely, perfect way. Whatever that is. Do you see we're filled with delight? Love and goodwill and creativity, life more abundantly. That's what it's defined as in that way, in terms of this world. But it's speaking of something eternal. If you would enter into life eternal, keep the fundamental cardinal basic principle of life. Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, soul, mind, and strength. This is our joy. This is our eternity of life in Him. Love you, Dad. Thank you, Dad.